Hi folks, I'm Aslin Blow. Another third Sunday of the month and another trip down to Sydney with AJ of Conjure Food. But before we head on down there, let's go say hello to our international panelists. As always, let's go say hello to Yasmina in Croatia.
Hi everybody. I have a
Oh, Yasmina plus one.
So hi everybody. Nice to be here. Thank you AZ Entertainment and Essen for having me again. I can't wait to see what magic has AJ prepared for us tonight. So I'm so excited. As you know, I'm the author of the Beyond the Cake, and this is my photographer. And you know Z from Dancing with a Z. So more about that later.
Yeah, I just popped in unannounced.
There you go.
We will love to have you anytime. Right, we're going to head on over to the US now and say hello to Chef Mireille. Tell us about the Skid Zone, Chef.
Hi everyone, nice to be on the panel for the very first time. I'm very excited. My name is Mireille. I am a freelance chef here in New York, and I write a very active blog, which I've just rebranded, which you could find at theschizochef.com. I renamed it The Schizo Chef because I cook all types of international food, and I'm really excited to see what AJ is cooking up for us today.
Cool, cool. SMI, because I have no idea. I may be hosting the show, but I don't know what's going on. AJ, tell us, AJ. I'm so excited.
All right. Well, as you may be aware, the promo would have indicated that I'm quite tired. I've done a lot of travelling, and on one of my trips, which was right up probably 1,200 kilometres up the coast of New South Wales into Queensland to the Noosa International Food and Wine Festival, I went to a macadamia farm and got these little beauties, and they're interesting. They're a lovely little nut, and I also picked up some green papaya off the tree and some limes, and so I thought I should work with the ingredients that I've foraged, and so I'm going to do a nice little salad. And I've also I've just cooked up, because I didn't want them to be hot, just a couple of little baby crayfish tails, which are Australian as well, and I'll do them with a nice sort of zesty Asian sauce. So I'm excited to be back, and I've missed you all, and I've missed my bed more than anything, I think, because I never sleep well elsewhere. So that's what we're going to do.
All right. Let's get cooking. While you're cooking, tell us a little bit about macadamia nuts, because I've always understood it to be indigenous to Australia.
Yes, well, there's a bit of a discussion here about that, because I think it's now mostly considered Australian, but obviously it's a tropical nut, so you're going to find it in other parts of the world, I'm sure. Whether it was originally in Hawaii or originally in Australia, it's in both places now. What I find interesting about it is it's quite a creamy little nut. So I'm going to grate it through the salad. And for me, Mariah, I don't know whether you'd agree with this, but I think it's got similarities to a candle nut. I don't think it would thicken as well as a candle nut, but it's definitely got a complexity of flavour. And it comes in these little gems here. And when they're ripe, you can hear them rattling. I can't make you hear them rattle, but you literally, I'm a bit loath to hit one, because they're very expensive nuts, and the reason they're very expensive is they're all hand sorted, they're all hand opened. They go from Australia to Vietnam and back, and they literally are opened with a hammer.
Oh my God.
So, being 5 o'clock in the morning, I'm not sure I should do that.
No, don't do it.
Badly. So I did it yesterday, because that would be the last thing that I needed, really. But the knack is, the little nut, it's got like a little navel where it's been attached to the tree, and if you put that navel down on the table or wherever you're hitting it and hit precisely here, it will crack open. And
preferably without holding it, I suppose.
Yes, and and then you get a beautiful nut like this. But they're truly, truly delicious. These are completely raw. You could roast them. You could, a myriad of things went through my head. I thought I could caramelize them and I could do something sweet. But they're just so beautiful in their natural state. I thought I'd go with that. So that's...
They certainly are. They certainly are.
Yeah.
Right, you get cooking. I'm just going to head on over to the US because I'm in the green room. Ray, you were telling us that in the US, where is the macadamia nut native to?
It's for us. Most of us think it's from Hawaii, and in fact, when you go to the supermarket, there's a lot of brands that on the package itself it says Hawaiian macadamia nuts, Hawaii macadamia. So I think most of us assume, and I've actually been to Hawaii, and that was the first place I saw them in abundance and affordable, because when it's native to that place, it's more affordable.
Of course. Yes.
Well, the climate would be perfect. The climate would be perfect for them. So
do you get them?
Surprising.
So what have you got in there, AJ?
I've just put some onion in here. Normally you'd use shallots, but I of course forgot to buy them, so I'm just going to use some red onion, not too much.
Okay. And what are you going to do? What are you going to do next? Oh, we've lost AJ for a little while, have we? Alrighty. Right, we'll go on over to Croatia. Do you guys get macadamia nuts easily?
Not really. I didn't see them anywhere. Yeah.
Never.
Yeah. We actually the most exotic thing we have as a nut is a pistachio.
Pistachio. Okay, and I suppose they must be expensive.
Yeah. I never saw them. I don't know. I never saw them. We use walnuts and hazelnuts.
Yeah, they're fairly common, aren't they? Mireille, do you use macadamia nuts in your cooking?
Yes, they have such a great buttery texture, macadamia nuts. I use them a lot in actually baked goods like brownies and cookies.
Yeah.
They're absolutely wonderful in.
Okay. Oh, great. We've got AJ back. Okay. All right.
What I'm going to do, and this is really important when you're making this salad. I have a mandolin here, which I use if I ever want something really finely sliced. It's got a julienne piece in here, and it's a particularly fine one. So I'm going to use that to do the green papaya and the carrot, because I like those thin. The rest I can sort of get different widths in that time. So I'll get on with that, and if you hear a squeal, it's because I've had an accident.
It is 5 o'clock in the morning. So we've got it's interesting that you say that it's, to you in the US, the macadamia nut is synonymous with Hawaii, because its other names, one of its other names is Hawaii nut. It's also known as Queensland nut, bush nut, maruki nut, and I have no idea how that last word is pronounced. B-A-U-P-L-E. Bopal nut, Beauplay nut, depending on where you are. So you're grating the green papaya, and we've got some salad onions. Oh, you're trying to grate the green papaya, and so you've got crayfish tails, haven't you? Presumably we can substitute it.
They're only babies, but I didn't want them to be particularly hot, so I literally threw them in a pan with a little bit of garlic.
Okay.
And that worked perfectly well. And,
okay, you concentrate on that blade, AJ. I shall go say hello to people in the audience. So we've got Carmen Mendez, hello from Spain. I can't say to watch live, but I did want to stop by and say hello to everyone. Thanks, Carmen. We shall see you again. She says she loves macadamia nuts. And we've got Maurice Thompson, who, short and sweet, hello back to you, Maurice. And Elena, Elena's saying hi to Namal, so which means that they're both there. So hi, folks, Namal and Elena. Hi, guys. It's good to see you. And we've got our Bulgarian chef saying hello to us. Christo, marvelous. Hi, Christo. So there we go. Right, we done with the sharp stuff yet?
I think she's still there with it.
Now, you guys are not familiar with green papaya, are you? Cooking with green papaya in Croatia. Not something you do, yeah?
No, it wouldn't be. But see how these are lovely and fine?
Oh.
Yeah. So you've got
That's why.
those
But I don't need a lot, so that'll go.
Okay. So we've got onions in there in the bowl, and you've got the papaya going in. Now, if one cannot get green papaya, because here where I am in the UK and much of the US, stop eating, AJ. Much of the US, green papaya is going to be hard to come by. What else can we use?
Well, you could use cucumber.
Okay.
And that's why I was tasting it actually, as when I was trying to get something that you could use instead of it.
Okay.
It's kind of got a fairly defined taste.
Yeah, it has.
If you had an underground vegetable that had sort of a neutrally taste, that would work.
Okay.
So,
let's go to Mireille because I know she. Go on.
Yeah. So.
Because I know Mireille would have cooked with green papaya. So Mireille, any suggestions? What can people use instead?
Well, you could use unripe mango. Green mango, of course, is another thing. Maybe jicama. Jicama might be really good.
Okay.
I think those are the best. Oh, chayote. Chayote is another nice squash that has that kind of clean, neutral taste.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? Okay. Which means that I wonder, or is it going to be too creamy? Avocado, right at the end, just before serving? No?
You could use it, but it'd just kind of fall apart, I think. It'd be too creamy. It's a fairly defined thing. Unfortunately, they're unlikely to have unripe mangoes if they don't have papaya.
All I get are unripe mangoes here in the UK.
Yeah, but you can probably get everything.
Not the edible sort. Not the edible sort, because of course in the tropics, green mangoes, green papayas are quite different from the unripe papayas and unripe mangoes. Two different things altogether. So what are you doing now?
I just had an idea.
Go on, Mireille.
I just had an idea. What about if you use broccoli stems? Like just peel them and then grate them, just the stem part?
You could use that. It'd be quite a defined taste, but it'd serve the purpose.
Interesting. I love broccoli stems. Yes, Yasmina, I'm in class. You get 2 brownie points, Yasmina. Go on.
I was just thinking, maybe this is totally awkward, but Swiss chard, you know the Swiss, not the green part, but the stamp also of the Swiss chard, maybe.
The stems. That is a good idea. I think that's a very good idea.
Because we have Swiss chard here in Croatia, like lots of them, so I can use that. Cool.
Yeah. Cool.
Thank you.
All right. So what have you? What are you chopping? Capsicum.
I'm chopping a bit of red capsicum, some red pepper.
Okay.
Because it's one of those things that you can effectively put in whatever you like with it, but it's all about getting that balance of sweet, sour, you know?
Yeah.
Sweet, sour, salty. It's all that balance. And I'm madly keen on peppers, so I always use them wherever I can.
Yeah, and colour. And I mean, you've got to think aesthetically always, right? When we're dealing with food, it's always.
Absolutely. It's a nice little salad, but it's the kind of thing it's salad to a large point. I think is all about the dressing as well.
So how are the macadamia nuts harvested then?
Well, they're harvested by machine, and they shake the tree and they fall off. But there are quite a lot on the ground that they pick up as well. Okay. And when they come out, they're not brown; they're in a green casing.
Okay.
So the green casing then comes off, and you're left with the brown nut. And then that brown nut goes through, that's just cucumber going in there, that brown nut then goes through a second process where they go through. And if you have a nut that is black or too small or whatever and isn't mature enough, they're plucked out, which was that little piece that I sent you, Aspen.
Okay.
They individually do that by hand. Then they're hand cracked. So that's why they're quite expensive. But then again, you genuinely don't need to use too much of them because they've got a really rich taste.
Yes, they are. They're one of the highest, the most jam-packed food, I think, certainly in terms of nuts. 718, a whopping 718 calories per 100 grams. So they may be gorgeous.
Right?
Think again.
Oh dear.
It's true.
Food for thought, as they say. Right, what have we got there? Parsley.
Okay. No, I'm putting a bit of mint in.
Mint, okay.
I like mint. I think it's nice and zesty when you're doing an Asian style salad.
Okay.
I think it gives a freshness on top of. Now, I'm also going to put in a few little tomatoes because I just am.
I mean, one could leave it without any, keep it vegetarian completely and omit the protein, as it were, in terms of the lobster tails.
You could not put lobster tails, and you could put extra nuts.
And of course,
a really, really lovely dish.
And of course, if you can't find lobster tails, can we do crab meat?
Well, what I was going to do was I was going to do a chili prawn, but I was going to crumb them and fry them, and then I thought, no, it's 5 o'clock in the morning, be sensible.
Right.
So,
in other words, she doesn't care about us. It's all about her sleep. So. Okay, back in class. Yes, Mina.
Yes, I have another question. AJ, would you put a bit of dill maybe in the salad or not?
Yeah, I think I'd probably go coriander, mint.
Okay.
If you're going that Asian route, I'd stick to those herbs myself.
Okay.
You know, Vietnamese basil, or Vietnamese mint. Basil.
Yeah, I suppose if we think about where Yasmina is from, dill is a very, very popular and common herb in Central and Eastern European cuisines, right? Yeah.
Especially with cucumbers and squash and zucchini. I'm just thinking, if I put cucumber instead of papaya, maybe dill will go with it. I'm just thinking.
Like in smetana and all that sort of. Yes, coming back to you. You might be starting a new trend here, guys. Putting up your hands to comment. Okay. Off you go, Lorraine.
I don't think Yasmina means dill the herb like we do. I think she's more talking about like fennel, the vegetable, to use instead of the green papaya.
No. She meant as a herb.
Yes.
Oh, she did. Oh, okay. I misunderstood.
Say herb, Miriam. Say herb. Say herb. Say herb.
Hello.
Herb. Say herb or herb.
Herb. Oh, okay, yes. We say it with a silent H.
How do you say it, Yasmina?
Just like we say cilantro and you say coriander.
And what about you, Swanmir? How do you say it?
Herb.
Yeah.
Herb.
That's it.
Herb.
And how did yours say it?
AJ.
Oh, sorry.
Herb or herb?
No, I'm very much a herb girl.
No, I wonder how the French would say it.
Yeah.
Well, we all know us Americans developed our own form of English many centuries ago.
Very nice.
It's quite funny. It's quite funny because we have a lot of Americans, obviously, on the show, and lots of Europeans as well, and Antipodeans. But it always tickles me when I hear you guys saying herb. So interesting. Anyway, go on.
And
right,
humor.
AJ.
A lot of them say humor instead of humor.
Yeah, why don't you say humor? Why do you say humor? Why don't you say?
We said humour. You can see here.
And you thought you were on a cooking show, didn't you, Mireille?
Okay, so
He was an English teacher here.
Yeah, that's true.
Back to AJ. Back to business.
Okay,
Right,
so
Gavin.
you can see here that I've grated a lot of macadamia in, and I've also put some in chunkier pieces, and so that'll be quite a pretty little salad. Now, it wouldn't be a salad unless we made a dressing for it. And
So if one can't or doesn't want to get macadamia nuts because they're expensive, and forget Kendall nuts because they are very difficult. Yeah, very difficult to get outside of Asia. What's the alternative?
Okay, what I would do is almonds would work nicely.
Almonds,
Walnuts,
yeah. Okay.
Walnuts would work
Yeah,
nicely.
walnuts would be good. Yeah. Okay.
You know,
All right.
hazelnuts would work nicely.
Okay. Cool. So let's talk
So
dressing then.
Yeah. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to do some lime juice. Hazel.
I can't find anything like that here. Oh wait.
Are you kidding me? That's what's in every cooking
Announcement.
store.
Any of you can find a contraption that AJ's got? Get me one and post it to me wherever you are. I'll send you the postage and packaging price, money, whatever you call it, whatever. Anyway, that thing, concentrate, focus. If you find one, let me know and post it to me.
I'm about to have to buy a new one.
Yeah, I don't want your old one, AJ. Yes, Mireille, back to you.
They're everywhere here.
I can't find it in the UK.
Like for us, any department store that has a cooking section, Macy's, Target.
Mariah,
Ready?
exactly. I'm so surprised.
Yeah. Anybody in the UK seen it before? Please let me know. Lateland hasn't got it. I've tried Lateland. It's my second home. Right.
So there's no on Amazon? You can buy it online on...
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, Amazon.
Oh.
I get everything from Amazon. I forgot. Right. Okay.
No.
Next. What have we got? Soy sauce? No.
No,
Vinegar?
I put in some lemon juice, a little bit of white vinegar. I've just
Okay.
put in some fish sauce.
Okay.
I'm going to put in a bit of soy sauce, but I'm going with the light soy sauce.
Okay.
Because you don't want it to be too heavy.
So very Asian. So we've got some lemon juice, some white vinegar, some fish sauce, and some light soy sauce. Okay.
Yeah. In addition to that, obviously, I'm going to put a little bit of salt and a little bit of pepper because that's just what I do. I'm also going to put a little bit of sesame oil in.
Yeah. Nice.
And not because this is a dressing that usually has sesame oil, it's just that I think it is an absolutely beautiful oil. I'm also going to put, instead of palm sugar, I'm just going to use some regular sugar because most people won't have palm sugar and it'll do the job. If you can get palm sugar, use palm sugar.
Okay.
But I'm aware that some people who watch don't have the things that, you know, I have in the kitchen. So
I'm just going to bring up a comment here from Elena she's in London. From one base recipe, and then you can add or substitute one ingredient with another, following your fantasy and your Elena.
absolutely, that's exactly the way to cook. And taste the whole way through. I'll give you the exact measurements, but taste the whole way through.
As usual, AJ will be posting the full recipe in the event stream after the fact. AJ always does it her way, so look out for that. But if you've been following us, you know how it is.
As you're aware, the reason I do that is because I never know what I'm cooking till just before I cook it.
Not supposed to tell them that.
I know, but I have things in my head and I think, do I want to do a lemon tart with macadamia? Do I want to do this? And then I just sort of have to have a bit of a think about it.
And you thought everybody, until just then, AJ, they all thought this was a well-prepared show.
Well, it is, but you know, even the recipes for my product, it's the same. I cook in my head, and then I decide what I'm going to do, and it just comes out.
Look at that color. That's amazing. That's a fabulous, fabulous color.
It will be, yeah. And it's simple. And the thing is, as I say always, get good produce. And if you get good produce, and you can have, it's not difficult to get something really good on the table.
No. All righty. So we've got you guys coming back for a show next weekend, right? Next Sunday, Dancing with a Z or Dancing with a Z? Yeah. And what will we be doing?
We'll be doing English waltz. So it's
English waltz.
We'll teach some people.
So we're dancing next weekend?
We certainly are. We'll be back to you guys in a bit. Right. So that was easy peasy, wasn't it? Just put
you don't have to do this, and I don't think I'm going to. I was toying with doing it in a lettuce cup, but I think it's going to be just as nice if it's not. Now, when you cook crayfish or anything, you don't want it, it's slightly translucent in the middle, you don't want it too, I don't think you want it too, you don't want to overcook it, is what I'm trying to say, very badly.
sure.
And you don't need very much of it because, as Aslan has kindly pointed out, the macadamia is a chocolate block full of calories, apparently.
Hey, it's all good calories. Who cares about calories? I'm just going to bring up this comment.
Awfully disappointing to find out.
Just work it off. Oh, okay, I can't bring up his link, but here we go. Thank you, Richard. Richard has kindly provided me with a link to Amazon for the citrus squeezer. Amazon. I get everything on Amazon. Just didn't occur to me. That's bizarre. Even if they take away, go on, AJ.
I would just do a mound in the middle of a plate and put some of the lobster tail on the top.
Okay. All right. So you didn't. So you didn't actually add the tails, the meat, as it were, to the salad and toss it all in.
They have a definitive flavour themselves, Aslan. So I like to just get that as I go into the salad. And just sprinkle a bit of mint over the top. Now, you could, if you wanted, you could put chili into the dressing. Okay?
Yeah.
But it's, for me, this is such a lovely sweet meat. It's different. If I were using prawns, I probably wouldn't. But this is such a gentle meat that I just didn't want to do anything too traumatic to it.
Okay. No, I think that's a good idea. Yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, for me, that is what I think is a particularly lovely dish.
Beautiful.
Come
Very
close.
simple.
Beautiful.
Back towards you a little bit. Towards you. Back towards you. That's it. One more time. Yeah.
I'll also take a proper photo of it, Aslan, and
yes, as always. As always. Yeah. Great.
yeah.
Do you so tell us about that Noosa International Food and Wine Festival. Say the highlight of it. What did you enjoy the most?
Very hard to say what I enjoyed the most because it was quite fabulous. Noosa is a beach, and on that beach is an amazing shopping strip. You'd love it. And then there are also all these amazing restaurants. And then there's a park at the back which they block off. And inside that park it is just filled with different stalls of different providors, and it was very exciting because one of the providors, Burralong Iron Chickens, you've met Beth. She and her husband are starting to do a ready-to-cook range, and so they're using my spice mixes. So we launched that up there and tested it, and got terribly good response. So that launches in the next couple of weeks. So that's exciting. So that would be my favourite part.
Great.
But,
and remind us again, where in Australia is Noosa?
Noosa is in Queensland, so it's probably 1,000 or 1,200 kilometres from me.
Okay, all right.
So I drove up there, and I got new clients on the way. I had to justify me going, so I got new clients on the way, and then, you know, because I've done that, I now have to go straight back up there to service the clients and train them in cooking the things that we do. So yeah, so it's an amazing festival. It has all these hatted chefs who come in and do cooking demonstrations, amazing providors who you just go around and taste all the produce. It's got it's really quite extraordinary, and it's lovely. And you just get these tickets and you just hand them over and get glasses of champagne and different things. So it's fun. Yeah.
Well, food and wine festivals are always good, aren't they? Yeah.
Well, they are.
One of these days, I'll have to get up in the middle of the night when you've got another food festival, and we'll have to do a live one from one of these food festivals. What do you reckon?
Yeah. We can do that.
Yeah. We'll have to do that. Well. Yeah. Cool. Yeah. So that looks really, really good.
I could introduce you to all these different chefs.
Yeah, sure. I'm all up for being introduced to all these different chefs, especially if they're good looking. Anyway, so tell us about that salad one more time, AJ. Just a quick one before we say goodbye.
With the salad, what I've put in here is I've put green papaya as the base. I've also put carrot and cucumber, some capsicum, some tomatoes, some mint. I've made up a lovely zesty dressing, which is nice. And I've just mixed it all together, and I've grated into it macadamia nuts. But as Aslan says, if you don't have these, it's not a big deal. It would work with almonds, it would work with walnuts, it would work with whatever. Hazelnuts, I just keep thinking would be very good with it. So you put nuts in the salad as well, and that also gives you a different texture, which is nice. So and then on top, what I've done is I just happened across some crayfish tails last night, and so I thought, well, I'll do those. Now you could equally do it with calamari or squid. You could do it with prawns. You could do it with chicken. There are no rules with anything, you know. And if you use chicken, it would be delicious, and you could be more punchy with the flavours. It's just that with lobster tail, it's quite a rich, lovely thing itself, and you don't want to abuse what it is. So I've gone lightly on the spicing with it because I think it's got its own flavour. So there we go.
Yeah, you've got to respect the ingredients you use, don't you? Really?
Well, if you don't respect the ingredients you use, there's no point in cooking because you know they don't shine. You don't get to taste the true flavour, and I think that's really important. What do you think, Maria?
I agree.
Yeah. So
100% simplicity.
So what did you think of the salad, Marie?
I think it's fantastic, and especially when you get really fresh ingredients. When you get really fresh ingredients, they don't need a whole lot of manipulation for them to shine. You know, they need a lot of heavily spices, etc. when they're not fresh. And you guys are lucky where it's much easier in a lot of ways to get really good fresh food that hasn't been in the refrigerator for God knows how long. For us, it's a lot more expensive.
Yeah, I suppose it does. It does depend on which part of the country you happen to be living in as well, doesn't it? We'll go on over to Yasmina and Zvonimir, because of course you guys are fairly close to the coast.
No, we are in Zagreb.
Depends on what is close. We're like 200 kilometers away.
No, we're in Zagreb. So
Okay, all right. But Croatia has got wonderful seafood. I know that for a fact, having been there a few times. It has. What do you think of the salad?
I simply love it. I'm just thinking, what fresh ingredients do I have in my surroundings so I can use instead of papaya? And I think I will go with walnuts because the
walnuts would be fine,
Yeah.
and you could use dill too. Yes,
And-
Nina.
yeah,
And you could
Make it
use
sweet.
pork, shredded pork for you would work beautifully.
Yeah, we have pork.
yeah. But I'm
I
thinking sweet.
And of course, correct me if I'm wrong. Now you've got a fully stocked pantry of Asian ingredients, haven't you?
You just stole the words from my mouth. I was experimenting with Asian food from Aslan's book, Simply Singapore, and I have all the sauces and even the sesame oil and rice vinegar and whatever. So I think I'm going to do this salad pretty soon.
That's fabulous. And I tell you what, AJ, Yasmina does cook a lot of other people's recipes as well. So that's always good. She does a lot of that. So she loves experimenting with flavors. So.
I enjoyed actually, because you guys are so good and doing all these dishes, and I just have an urge. I have to do this now, you know. So that's cool.
Okay. We've got a question. We've got a question from Sri Lanka. AJ, is that dish more suitable for breakfast or lunch?
Indeed, it is suitable at any time of the day, Ma. I think breakfast today, possibly lunch. I've got two birds.
I think it's breakfast for you. Whatever you cook, it's always breakfast for you, isn't it? As far as we're concerned. Righty ho, we're going to sign off. We'll come back to you, AJ, in a bit, but let me actually just go back to Chef Mireille. Thank you so much for joining us, and you'll be cooking for us on the
7th.
On the 7th of June, yeah. On the first episode of season 3 of Savor the Flavor. Savor the Flavor will be back after a long break. So yeah.
So I'm excited. Thank you so much for having me on.
Okay, and Aslan,
So
Am I back, guys?
yes,
You're
you are.
back.
Yes, you're back.
hey, welcome.
I have no idea what happened. Hey, hang out. Gremlins at work. Righty ho. So we'll have AJ, Mireille back with us, cooking for us rather, on the 7th of June. Let's head on over to Yasmina and Zvonimir, because you guys are doing the show next Sunday. What are you doing?
Yeah, we're doing the waltz. It's a wedding season. The summer is coming, and a lot of people will going to be wed. And the waltz is usually the first dance. I mean, it's often the first dance. So if someone doesn't want to pay or just isn't that into dancing but wishes to dance on the wedding, they can join us and learn the basic steps and not be a total fool on the wedding.
So
They're going to. Yeah, come and join.
Cool. So the English waltz and the official drink, because it's the English waltz, the official drink will be?
Beams, I think.
Beans.
I'm not sure the name is right.
And I think
I've just introduced them to Pims, so that'll be the official drink. So join us next Sunday on Dancing with a Z or Dancing with a Z, 7 p.m. GMT, and you'll get the invite. So we'll see you guys then, and we will go back to AJ to take us out.
Well, thank you for having me again, and I really enjoyed it, and it was nice to cook with things that I'd actually foraged for. Not that it was a hard forage, but anyway. Thank you, Mireille, for joining us. It's lovely to meet you, and nice to see you, Yasmina, and I don't know your partner's name.
Zvonimir.
Z. Just call it Z or C. How do you guys pronounce your Z in Australia? Just call him Z.
Z.
Yeah,
Okay,
Z.
Thank you very much for joining me. It was lovely to see you. And I will do my best to join in your waltz program.
Yep.
Cool.
And I look forward to seeing you cook, Mariah. That'll be great. And as always, thank you so very much.
Cool. It's a pleasure. Check us out, AJ.
Okay, guys. Simple salad, great ingredients, healthy except for the macadamias, which apparently are terribly high in calories, but don't let that worry you. I'm sure they're good. And I'll put up the recipe. Enjoy it. And let me know how you go with it, because it's a really delicious dish, particularly with you going into summer. It's ideal. Okay, so I'll see you on the next show, which will be on the 3rd week of June. Oh, anyway, look at the date. Yeah.
Cool.
And I'll see you then. So thanks so much.
All righty.
Bye bye.
Bye.